Hey guys, so today I'll be showing you how I make my African salad, which is also called Abacha by the Easterners. It's made from cassava that has already been shredded. So mine has already been washed and it's draining because we want to get rid of the water. We also need Ugba. It's also called Ubaka, and I think the English name for this is oil bean. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Then we also need some crayfish. It's been grounded roughly. We also need some red onions. This add extra flavor to the food, so I'd rather use this over a white onions. Then we also need some stockfish that has already been pre-cooked. It's pretty soft and it has been shredded in bits. Then we need some seasoning cube. Obviously this is my favorite of all times. Then we need some grounded pepper. I use the yellow pepper instead of the red pepper. Then we also need a.k.a. seeds. This is also called the African nutmeg. So this has already been toasted and blended finely. We also need some okang, which is also called potash. I already blended that also and put some water in it because we'll be using the liquid instead of the whole thing. We also need some palm oil. We need some dry fish, which has already been properly washed and deboned, and some salt, which at the end of the day might not be useful because all of these things contain salt. Like the crayfish has some salt in it, the oil bean has some salt in it. So let's get cooking. So the first thing you want to get into your pot is your palm oil. You have to make sure that the oil is enough so that at the end of the day your cassava doesn't end up white. Then the next thing you want to do is to sieve your okang into the oil. You don't want the sediment, so you're going to be really careful because we just need the water. So I'm just going to sieve that into it. You don't have to put all of it at once. So once you're done putting that, you want to stir. So I'm just going to give this a good stir till the oil becomes yellow. You have to really stir it until you see the oil changing its color. So I'm just going to give this a good stir. You can see that the oil is no longer light, it's now yellow. Then that's when you know that your ncha is ready. That's what we call it in my place. It's called ncha. After that, you want to add your seasoning cubes into it for extra flavor. You also want to add your crayfish at this point. All of that goes. You want to add your pepper. I'm sure you're worried about how I touch peppers with my hand, but then the trick is always make sure you add some oil on your hand. I've said that before in my previous video. Rub some vegetable oil around your hand, and at the end of the day the pepper doesn't get to hurt you. But then I'm used to peppers. Now the next thing you want to add is your diced onions. So I'm just going to add that, and your a.k.a. seeds. Not all of it, just a little. And we're going to give this a very good mix. When you're satisfied with how it looks, you're going to add the abacha. Now I would have added some garden eggs, but I really do not like garden eggs, so I think I'll just skip that part. But if you're using garden eggs, you'd also dice it finely, just the way I diced my onions, and put it before you add the abacha. So all of this goes. You also want to add your Ugba. So we're just going to give this a very good mix. At this point, we're going to introduce the fish, both the dry fish, all of it goes. Trust me, this food is going to be so yummy, and it's pretty easy to make. And your stockfish for extra jazz. So we want to give this a final mix, and then we'll taste for salt. Now you have to be very careful with your salt because, like I said earlier, most of the ingredients contain salt, and you don't want your food to be over salted. So the truth is the garden egg leaves or the garden egg itself makes this more colorful. but my stomach doesn't go well with that, so I'd rather just keep it. So if you have your leaves, you can also add it and mix it. We're going to taste for salt. We don't need salt, so you don't have to add salt because it's quite tasty. So all we're going to do now is put this on fire to steam for a little bit, say for 2 to 3 minutes on low heat, so that all of these things just get together and then, you know, marry themselves finally. And that's it. You can serve with a cold bottle of Coke.